Now, we want to welcome at the 2025 Calhoun County High School Football Media Day, the Weaver Bearcats. Weaver competes in 3A Region 6. Their head coach for the Bearcats is Ken Cofer. Today, Coach Cofer has brought with him senior running back linebacker Taylor Green and senior wide receiver and defensive back Gain Luca. I'm sorry.
Sean Lucas.
John. Okay, Sean Luca Torres. Coach Cofer,
Yes, sir.
we'll start with your opening comments.
Yes, sir. Hey, glad to be here. This is year 3 for me at Weaver High School. I've been coming with some good cats before the last 2 years, and I got 2 good ones with me today. Very happy to be a Weaver Bearcat. It's a godsend. Just being able to be here, and an old retiree guy from the state of Georgia, and getting to start the career over again in Alabama. It's all brand new to me again, and it's fun, and couldn't ask for a better administration and people I get to work with every day. So, and I told you I brought these 2, but I got one right back there in the back that's smiling at me. He wants his name called too. That's Caden Green. He's a 4-year starter. He'll be a junior next year, so I wanted to give him a shout out.
Yeah. Coach, I'll start here. Some of you guys, I got a chance to meet Coach Cofer last year. Seemed like he's very knowledgeable about the sport of football. Has he been teaching you guys, more than you ever thought you would know? Of course, this is the time to learn it.
Yeah.
But his teaching aspect, not just the way he coaches, but what he's teaching you guys about the game of football. Could you elaborate on some of that? Not X's and O's, but how you go about your practices and things like that.
I think he's a good teacher of me, honestly. I'm actually doing more than just what's on here. I'm doing a little bit of linebacker and up back, and Coach Cofer's about my side, helping me learn everything the right way. But because last year all I did was kick for Weaver, and now I'm decided to do more, so it's good to have him by my side.
I feel like he's just a great coach overall. He just if you have a question or anything, he knows every position. Like a normal coach would. He just knows everything about everything on the football field. And if you have anything, just you can go straight to him. He'll be polite about it sometimes, let you know. But
Sometimes.
yeah, but he's just a great coach overall.
Well, Coach, I know that you kind of started this program. How has it been getting more kids out, getting more participation? Maybe some of the things you've done to bring that on. Can you tell us maybe how many are in your program right now and what you think about the future?
Yeah, right around 50 to 55. Now we're talking 7 through 12 right there. We're a small school, but you're talking about how to basically recruit and stuff like that. Is they have it in Georgia, they have it in Alabama, where sometimes you only work out athletes in your school. That's not my thing. I want to work out every kid, every guy, every girl in that school. How else are you going to know, or how else are they going to know if they want to play or get interested? I always tell them this is the truth. Y'all may laugh, but I always tell parents and these kids, I said, you give me 2 weeks, and pretty soon you'll have that shirt off in the bathroom mirror taking those selfies and posing in that mirror. Because you're going to build some confidence, and that's what we're after. I think that's the way you get kids some swagger, so to say. And it's not just football; it's about participating in every athletic, event, sport that's in our high school. We want to create winners, and I think weight room is step 1. So that's how you recruit those kids out there. But as I say that, just to get more numbers, we're not going to be soft. So, I told them to be honest up here. That cat back there will definitely be honest as well. We're tough on them. If anybody comes through the Weaver program, they're going to be tough guys, and because they played at Weaver. So we make it tough on them like this, a little old school, and I don't see anything wrong with that right there. We just build men at Weaver High School.
A question.
To Ken and both players, what did breaking through to the playoffs last year for the first time since 2018 do for the mindset going forward?
Honestly, I think it kind of goes back to his question on what you do to recruit, and I think you got to make people believe that you can do it, that they can do it as a team. Honestly, going to the playoffs for being a Weaver Bearcat the first time in 6 years is kind of unheard of, and I think us making it that far made a lot of people kind of believe in us. Whether we're losing a lot of seniors or not, we can still have the same team. So.
Yeah, me personally, this is my third high school I've been to, so really that was my first year last year at Weaver. Made the playoffs. First year starting too on both like everything. So that was a really good experience for me to make the playoffs. My first time playing everything.
So, let me be a little negative right here at the beginning. Probably my worst coaching job. I've never been 0-2, which I'm very fortunate, and we were 0-5. So, I was about to drive in a white truck off Mount Cheaha a few times after Friday night football games. I made myself miserable, but I made the kids miserable. And I have a tendency to do that. When I think a team can be so much better, I push them harder. And not just these two. These two will do anything that I say and run through that wall. But we had some kids that weren't used to that. And, my daughter got married after the homecoming game. That was lost 5 against Winterboro. It was pretty miserable. Rainy day, rainy night. And she got married that day, the oldest daughter. And I had all the females in my family saying, you better not make this day bad. And I didn't. And I'm very proud to say that, I gave everything to the good Lord. And I have a tendency, I guess like a lot of guys, I try to fix too much stuff myself because I wasn't brought up that way or told that by my parents. But I got to fix that. I got to do that. I got to be tough. Instead of giving things to the good Lord a lot of times. And I made that promise right there. Said, Lord, I'm going to let you have it. And I forgot why I got into this business is to have a good time and have a relationship with all these guys. And I kind of ruined that a little bit, so I take a lot of that. So we got rid of a lot of negativity after Game 5, and then we go on a roll. And if we played that way and got more simple at the beginning of the year, no telling. So, they'll tell you, I get on that behind every day. We practice this morning at 5 a.m. We're going to start doing that before school every day. Did that in Georgia a lot of years. It was successful, and we're going to build those men, but I think I've simplified a lot of things for them to just play ball and have a better time at it.
Yeah, I've got a question for the young men. As a former educator, I'm always interested in the challenge that you guys face of being a student and an athlete. That's sometimes we kind of forget that. And a lot of times in small schools, you're playing 2 sports on top of that, or 3. So kind of just briefly touch on how hard it is when school starts to do that schoolwork at night, homework, prepare for school, and prepare for ball.
Honestly, I would say it's obviously going to be difficult, but I myself, my first year doing football, I was enrolled in dual enrollment for JSU. I took history, and then my second year I took English, and then this year I'm going to be taking on 2 dual enrollment classes at the same time. And it's honestly just how much you want it, how bad you want it. You have to make time for yourself, sacrifice spending time with friends, doing work at school, putting the phone down, and actually doing the work. That's the only way you can really do it. If you don't do that, you won't have time. You'll be stressed out, and it gets to the point where you don't even want to play football anymore. But you just have to find time for it.
I don't find it too difficult, really. I take all just regular old classes, whatever, and half the time I don't have any homework, really. Second semester, I have not one lick of homework to do. I just go to school, go to football practice, and go home.
Is that what y'all really wanted to hear right there?
Yeah, I don't have to. I mean, it ain't really hard. I don't take nothing to the door room or anything, but until I get into pre-cal, then I'm going to have to take a little bit of homework. But right now, it's really easy.
That is 100% honesty right there.
That's
the
honesty.
Weaver teachers are going to see this, and boy, you're going to get loaded up on homework.
It ain't hard.
Coach, got a question right here. You can build a program and you can establish the culture there, but every season, every team kind of takes on an identity of itself. What can we look for from the Bearcats this fall that maybe is a little wrinkle or a little different from last year? And if you want to name a couple of players that you think is really going to contribute other than the 2 men you brought today.
Yeah, well, I got Caden Green back there. That big joker weighed 300 pounds when I got to Weaver 2 years ago, and he slimmed down to about 215, 220. Now he's back up to 260. And, he's definitely that guy right there. Jadavion Murphy came out of nowhere. He's going to be a lineman for us. Probably our most improved player. offensively and defensively. But as far as offensive line, he's going to be a stud. He's just a young pup right now in the 10th grade. So he's doing. What's the question that you started off with?
I would say, what different wrinkle or what can we look for
Well,
from the Bearcats as far
Yeah,
as maybe a little different?
Yeah, I think my first year, it's a culture shock for everybody there. And they were believers the first year that I was here. Last year, like I said, I think I kind of pushed those kids too hard, and it made us all kind of miserable. This group right here is probably the best group as far as knowing what to do, hustling on and off the field, not having to get on to them about that. You don't hear any lip. You don't get any flag from anything right there. Leadership's a little bit better as far as a whole. So when you talk about a wrinkle and you're going to see a wrinkle, I think it's a more disciplined football team than what we've had. And I'm hoping physical. Now, we got a lot of young guys, but I'm hoping more physical everywhere. So we got, John Luca right here. We call him G. G has stepped up big time, and I'm going to give credit to my youngest daughter. My youngest daughter said, he's got the best physique on the team and he's your kicker. Daddy, you got to put that guy somewhere. And we did, and he bought into it, playing a little outside linebacker. He can play a little DB, depends on who we're playing. He's going to play a little up back tight end / tight end. That fly's driving me crazy. But he's an athlete. He's one of the state's best wrestlers. He is very physical in soccer. So why not put one of your best athletes on the field besides kicking the ball? And he has bought into it 100%. Very proud.
We got a question back there, Joe.
Obviously, Cade and Keyshawn were big producers for you last year. Who steps up in those roles?
Ooh, well, we still got an Allen, Junior Allen. So Junior's been a starter at receiver, the past 2 years. He's stepping in at quarterback a little bit right now. Maybe quarterback by committee. We're trying to still figure that out. But Cisco Nira is also one of those receivers / receiver DBs that we're doing, and we got some athleticism. So when I talk about Cisco Nira, we also have Carlos Nira and Idris Nira, and they have been pleasant surprises because 2 of the Nira boys didn't play football, and they have been pleasant surprises. We put the pads on yesterday, did board drill first thing, and Idris Nira, stuck out to me, and he's a receiver and hadn't played as far as I know, and stuck out big time. I think they're getting into it, believing in themselves. But those are cats that did not play football that's been in the weight room the whole time. And, going back to how do you recruit the Halls, I think that's it. You make them believers in the weight room. And it's amazing how minds can change and hearts can change. Just like I said, swagger, that confidence in the weight room makes you just want to participate. It's a fun thing to see.
Question up front here, Jim.
Yeah, Ken, you spent a lot of time over in Georgia, and over the last week or so, Facebook's kind of been blown up with this new facility that they've opened in Buford. Can you talk about that a little bit? I mean, a $62 million high school football facility. Are we getting crazy or what?
Well, it's been in Texas forever, and I think it's been in Georgia a little bit. Do I think it's crazy? No, I think it'd be fun to go in there and play. We took a loss in the quarterfinals to the University of Buford before, back in the day. And it's a great program. Shoot, if you can raise the money, let's do it. I'm proud to say that Weaver High School is getting turf next year. I can't wait. That's big time. I'm tired of painting fields for 30 years. So I can't wait. I can't wait. But as far as the stadiums and are we getting out of line, the thing that I have an issue with is this NIL crap. That's what it is. It's crap. So I don't know if y'all want me to use that word, but I'm going to be blunt honest. I think it's ridiculous. And it's gotten out of, there's no rules or regulation. And it's in Georgia. And when somebody like the Carrollton quarterback last year can bring in kids from all over using his NIL money, that's not loyalty to me. I love our kids because they are Weaver boys. Somebody has to move in like this cat right here. He is loyal to Weaver High School, period. And wouldn't want anybody else. But is it getting out of hand when you start paying those players? And it's going to be in Alabama. I don't know when, but it's eventually going to be here. that might be time, and I think I said this last year, that might be time for me to go watch the dog crap in the back of the yard and drink coffee.
Question back here.
Got a question, right over here, guys. This 3A region you play in, and we'll start out with the two players. Both of you are seniors, so you've been to places like Ohatchee and the Wellborn and Piedmont. What does that mean to put on that black and red and white for Weaver and go to an opponent's, whether on the hill, on the creek bank, or Field of Champions? When you run out there on that field and you're gonna let them know that they're playing Weaver, what comes to mind?
Honestly, it's like Coach says, it don't matter if we have only 11 players on the field for both offense and defense. As long as you have 11 of your best players that'll fight till the very end, it don't matter who we go against. I think it's just, as long as you have everybody that gives it their all, then you can be unstoppable.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. Like whenever you go into a different field and you're wearing that, big black W on your helmet, that's important. It's just important to support your own school and just give it your all and support your school good.
Coach Cofer, your comments on that region that you play in?
Tough, mighty tough. But to me, that's the way it's supposed to be. I think it prepares you for the playoffs if you can get in there. That's the whole thing, is just getting in. We're 0-5 and everybody left us for dead. And we come back right there. We end up getting the 3rd seed. Couldn't be more proud of a bunch of kids and coaches at Weaver High School. And I think it blew up the confidence at Weaver. But going to these different stadiums, in Georgia, I got a school about 3 or 4 miles from me over here. They don't understand that in Georgia, but to me, that's what I love about it. Every community's got a school, and you're going to do that, and everybody's there on a Friday night, man. Friday nights can't be better than what it is right now.
If you will, we're out of time. If you will, give us your closing comments and what we can look forward to Weaver this fall.
Yes, sir. Just proud to be here. Thank y'all for running this event right here. But I think you're going to see a scrappy group from our kids, and excitement and stuff like that. And it's great to be in Weaver and have a bunch of kids that will fight for you and with you until the end. So that's what we're looking for this year, just being aggressive and being more physical.
Thank you, Coach. Guys, thank y'all for coming. We'll take 5 minutes. We'll be back with Pleasant Valley on the stage.